Hi there. I am going to explain two activities that I would use when teaching my diabetes lesson to both you as my peers as well as to my students in elementary school. So the first activity I would use is called Energy Tag, and I would play this game after discussing the key points about what happens when someone has diabetes. So we would be talking about how glucose is turned into energy, and in order to do that, it needs insulin to unlock the cells for the glucose to enter. So in Energy Tag, I would have students paired off with a partner, and each set of partners has a hula hoop that they stand in front of. So you can see that over on this side of the paper. And inside each hula hoop there are 5 yellow bean bags that each represent glucose. Over on the other side, I have 2 taggers, and behind them would be many different green bean bags that all represent insulin. So the object of the game is for the partners, one at a time, to run across and try to take one of the insulin green bean bags and run it back to their hoop without getting tagged. Once they get it in their hoop, then the partners would have a pair of insulin and glucose. And if a player gets tagged, they will have to come over to this hoop here, which is the pancreas. And at that hoop, they are considered out until their partner can successfully run across and unfreeze them by giving them a high five. So the game would continue until one of the sets of partners is able to get 5 of the green insulin bean bags over to their hoop to be matched up with the 5 yellow glucose bean bags. So again, that's just reinforcing that idea of how glucose needs insulin to turn into energy. The next game that I have reinforces the idea of what happens when someone is low or someone is high with their blood sugar. So in this game, I would separate the students into 4 teams, and each team has a hula hoop in the corner of the room that they stand behind. In the center here, there's a big blue Rubbermaid container that has a cover on it that has 4 holes, just big enough to slide a hand into, but small enough so the students can't see inside. So in the container, there are both yellow and green bean bags. Again, the yellow represents glucose, the green represents insulin. So the students will have 2 minutes, and the teams take turns, one person running at a time, and they come out and they grab a bean bag out of the container and run it back to the hoop, and then the next person goes. And they just continue doing this until the 2 minutes is up. At the end of 2 minutes, the teams have a job, and their job is to match up their yellow and green bean bags in their hoop, and then determine if they have a perfect match, they have all pairs of green and yellow, or if there are too many green or too many yellow. And they will report back to me, the teacher, and they will say whether they ended up being too high, which means that they had pairs and then they had extra of the yellow. So too much glucose would mean your blood sugar is high. Or they would report back if they were low, meaning that they had more of the green, the insulin, and so their blood sugar would be low. Or if they were just right, so they had a perfect number of pairs. So those are 2 activities that I would use to get kids moving around in class and to reinforce the important information that they are learning. Thanks so much.